Here's everything you need to add a flavor boost to a pan full of pork chops, and you can toss in whatever flavors you like once you master three simple steps: sear, sauce, and simmer. Today's pork is very lean. There's not as much fat in it as there used to be, so it dries out very, very quickly. So the key while you're cooking is to preserve the moisture that's already in the pork. You can also add a little bit of flavor along the way, and perhaps most importantly, don't overcook it. The good news is you can do all of those things while you're pan rushing. This step is all about building flavor while you can. It's not about cooking the pork through. That step comes downstream. Right now, it's all about browning. Think of this pan as a blank canvas because anything can happen in here right now. You can craft any sauce or stew or basically anything with moisture in it because that's all you need to move on to the next step and finish cooking the pork chops. When I was a kid, my dad was the mushroom master. He didn't do a whole lot of cooking, but when he did, everything always seemed to include mushrooms. And this was one of his Saturday night specials, a handful of pork chops with a mess of mushrooms. This one's for you, Dad. Mushrooms, like most vegetables, are mostly water, but mushrooms, unlike most vegetables, release that moisture very, very quickly. So keep an eye on the pan. At first, things will be a little bit soupy, but then the moisture evaporates away, the flavors concentrate, and you're ready for some red wine, your very best, and a good slug of it too. A cup or so. And then crank the heat to high and concentrate these flavors too. When the pan feels like it's dried out again, you can transform this from a mushroom stew into a mushroom sauce with a big splash of cream. A half cup. And voila, red wine mushroom pan sauce, ready for a couple of half-cooked pork chops to nestle in and finish cooking surrounded by flavor. Turn the heat all the way down, top the works off with a tight-fitting lid, creating a miniature oven, and then wait until the pork chops are done. But how do you know when that is? Fact is, pork is perfectly done at 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So how come it's that specific? How come you can eat beef at a variety of temperatures, you can eat fish raw, but pork and chicken need to be cooked through to a very specific temperature? Well, really, it's just a matter of safety, because at 145, pork is cooked through, and it's still pink and juicy. The thing is, that temperature used to be a lot higher, but today's pork is safer than it used to be, so you don't have to dry it out anymore to enjoy it. 145. Those pork chops are done, and best of all, any moisture they may or may not release stays in the pan. Nothing is lost. You don't have to use a thermometer though. You can trust that after 5 minutes or so simmering with all these flavors, those pork chops are cooked through. And now's the best time to add some finishing flavors. Sharp green tarragon, which my dad never added to his mushrooms, but he did encourage me to go for it in the kitchen, and you should too. Tarragon is perfect here. Tarragon has this sort of natural sharp astringency. It really helps cut the richness of the cream and the mushrooms. And pan rushing is such a cool way to cook pork chops.